Welcome back to the Chattable podcast, where we learn real American English in real life and have fun and be proud.
It is wonderful to be back with you. And I think today we're going to get a little bit aggressive.
Just a little bit. Today, we are thrilled to talk about action, drama, intensity. We're looking at vocabulary that comes straight from the frozen ice rink of the 2026 Winter Olympics.
Oh, yeah, the hockey matches.
Right. But here's the trick, and why you listening right now need to pay close attention. We're going to see how these violent, highly competitive sports words have traveled all the way into our boring office meetings and daily lives.
It really is a fascinating phenomenon. You know, in linguistics, we often look at how we frame our reality. And in American English specifically, we have this almost obsession with turning mundane tasks into battles.
It's totally true, isn't it? Like, we don't just go to work. We tackle a project.
Right.
We don't just send emails. We fire them off. It's like we need these dramatic metaphors to make sitting at a desk all day feel a little less, boring.
Exactly. It adds emotional stakes. It turns a basic spreadsheet into a battlefield. And the words we've chosen for today's discussion are perfect examples of this. We are focusing on 3 specific verbs: penetrate, outshoot, and bombard.
Just hearing them, they sound heavy. Like
What?
Penetrate, outshoot, bombard. They don't exactly sound like words you'd use to describe a quiet Tuesday afternoon.
No, they definitely aren't for quiet Tuesdays. They describe overcoming barriers, competing to be the absolute best, and dealing with just overwhelming pressure.
Okay, so let's unpack this right off the bat. Our first word is penetrate. Now, be honest. When I hear this, I immediately think of something sharp,
Yeah.
like a needle.
That's actually a great association. The word comes from Latin, and literally it means to pierce, to enter, or to pass through something. But there's a crucial nuance here that beginner English learners often miss.
What's the nuance?
Resistance. Usually penetrate implies that there is something actively trying to stop you. You aren't just walking through an open door that's just entering.
Right, entering is easy.
Exactly. To penetrate, you are forcing your way through something that is designed to keep you out.
That makes a lot of sense. And the source of this conversation is the recent story from the 2026 Winter Olympics involving the American hockey goalie, Connor Hellebuyck.
Oh, a legendary performance. The sports sources were just raving about him.
Truly. They described him as a solid brick wall. The opposing teams were trying everything. I mean, they were skating fast, passing the puck, looking for every possible angle. But the puck could not penetrate his defense.
So hold that image in your mind. A brick wall. If you throw a tennis ball at a brick wall, what happens?
It bounces right back.
Exactly, it bounces back. It does not penetrate. To penetrate, you would literally have to break through to the other side of the bricks.
So in hockey, it's physical. The puck literally enters the net. But here's where it gets really interesting for our listeners. We use this word all the time when there's no ice, no puck, and no goalie anywhere in sight.
Precisely. We move from the physical world to the metaphorical world. But, and this is key, we always keep that core idea of a barrier.
Let's look at a physical example that everyone can relate to, especially in winter. The weather.
Oh, a classic usage.
You know those days where it is just freezing cold out, you put on a sweater, then you put on a heavy winter coat, you wrap a thick scarf around your neck, you feel like the Michelin Man. You walk outside thinking, I am safe, nothing can hurt me today.
But then the wind hits you.
The wind is terrible. It cuts right through the fabric. You feel that freezing cold air hit your skin right through the jacket. You would say the cold wind penetrated my coat.
Spot on. The coat was the barrier. It was supposed to stop the wind, but the wind was too strong and it passed through the defenses. It penetrated the layers.
Or think about science. If you are getting an X-ray at the doctor.
Right. The radiation needs to go through your skin to see the bones. It penetrates the tissue. Or if you are the technician, you're wearing that heavy lead vest for protection, specifically so the radiation cannot penetrate the shield.
Okay, so that is the physical side, piercing through a barrier. But let's take this to the office now. Let's talk about business. This is where I think the word sounds really professional and impressive, but you have to use it correctly.
Oh, definitely. It is a massive buzzword you will hear in almost every marketing department in the English-speaking world.
All right, let's set the scene for the listeners. Imagine you have built an amazing new app. It's an app for learning English. It's colorful, it's fun, it's highly effective. You are totally ready to launch.
But there is a problem, a big one.
Huge problem. There are already 100 other apps that do the exact same thing. The App Store is completely full of them.
The market is crowded. That is your barrier. The noise of all those other competitors is the brick wall we talked about earlier.
Exactly. So you are sitting in a meeting with your marketing team. Everyone's looking kind of sad. They're saying, nobody's going to see us. It's hopeless. And you stand up, you slam your hand on the table, and you say, yeah.
The competition is fierce. But we have a plan. How are we going to penetrate the market?
I got goosebumps. Penetrate the market.
It sounds so much more active than just selling.
It does. It sounds infinitely stronger than saying, how are we going to enter the market, or how are we going to find customers?
All right. Enter sounds like you are just politely walking into a quiet room. Penetrate sounds like you are kicking down the door.
Exactly. It implies that the market is hard to get into. It acknowledges the difficulty of the situation. It means getting noticed and actively breaking through the noise of those 100 other competitors.
So if you are a learner listening to this right now and you want to sound determined and authoritative in a business meeting, don't just say you want to sell products. Say you want to penetrate a new region or penetrate a specific demographic.
It shows you understand that it won't be easy, but you have the force and the strategy to make it happen.
I love it. Okay, let's move to our second word. This one is also from hockey, but I feel like this one has a secret superpower hidden inside of it. The word is outshoot.
Outshoot. Now, on the surface, this is very specific to sports involving a ball or a puck in a net. Right. In the 2026 final, we saw this dynamic so clearly. The Canadian team was super aggressive. They were firing the puck at the net constantly. Bam, bam, bam.
And in the stat sheet, you would see that Canada took, let's say, 40 shots. The U.S. team maybe only took 20. So purely by the numbers, Canada outshot the U.S.
But the U.S. won the gold.
Which is the beauty and the cruelty of the sport. But grammatically, outshoot just means they shot more times than the other team.
Okay, but I have to ask, if I am not a hockey player and I don't carry a puck to work with me, why do I care about this word?
You care because of the prefix, the first three letters, O-U-T, out. This is a linguistic goldmine for English learners.
Yes, this is where it gets really interesting for building your vocabulary without actually memorizing a ton of new words.
Exactly. English allows you to attach out to the front of almost any action verb. And when you do that, you instantly create a comparison. It means you did that action better, more, or longer than your opponent.
It effectively turns any basic verb into a competition.
Yes. Think about running. You don't need a whole clunky sentence like he ran faster than me. You can just say he outran me.
That is so efficient. It saves so much time in conversation. Let's look at the variations our source material highlighted. These are the ones you'll actually hear at dinner parties or during office disputes.
The big three are probably outsmart, outdo, and outlast.
Let's break those down. Outsmart. I feel like this one is all about ego.
Oh, it is entirely about ego. This involves intelligence. To be more clever than someone else. You didn't beat them with physical muscles, you beat them with your brain.
I have the perfect scenario for this one. Family dynamics.
Oh, it always comes back to family.
Doesn't it, though? Picture two brothers. You have the older brother. He is confident, maybe a little arrogant. He has been playing this complex strategy board game, let's say chess or Risk, for years. He knows all the rules. He usually wins.
The dominant force in the house. The favorite to win.
And then you have the younger brother. The underdog.
Mm-hmm.
He is quiet, he is watching carefully, and suddenly, boom, he sets a trap. He makes a brilliant move the older brother didn't see coming. Checkmate.
The massive upset victory. The older brother never saw it coming.
He is totally shocked.
Yeah.
And the younger brother, he leans across the table, maybe with a little smirk on his face, and what does he say?
He says, you might have played longer, you might know the rules better, but today I outsmarted you.
Ouch, that stinks. I outsmarted you. It's not just I won the game. It is my brain worked better than yours did today.
It implies a true battle of wits. It is a very satisfying word for the winner to use and a very frustrating word for the loser to hear.
Then we have outdo. This feels a bit more general, right?
It is the most general of the group, yes. To outdo someone is simply to perform better than them. But it often implies going way above and beyond what was expected.
Like the classic suburban neighborhood competition.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Exactly. If your neighbor puts up nice Christmas lights and you see them and you think to yourself, I could do better than that. So you put up amazing Christmas lights, lasers, synchronized music, a mechanical reindeer on the roof.
You are trying to outdo the neighbor. You are actively trying to exceed their performance and make yours the best.
And finally, outlast.
This is about endurance, time, to endure longer than someone else. It's not necessarily about being faster or smarter, it's just about not quitting.
Like in a marathon.
A marathon is a perfect example, but also think about a really boring meeting.
Oh no, we've all been there.
You know the ones? It's 4 p.m., everyone is tired, the boss is just talking and talking, your eyelids are incredibly heavy, but you managed to stay awake, you keep your eyes open.
I didn't think I could stay awake, but I outlasted my colleague who totally fell asleep in his chair.
Exactly, you survived longer.
That is such a great tip. So listeners, if you want to compare yourself to someone in English, try sticking out on the front of the verb. It makes you sound very fluent and very natural.
It demonstrates a real mastery of English word formation. It shows you know how to play with the language dynamically.
Okay, so we have penetrated the market. We have outsmarted our siblings. Now we're going to face something truly overwhelming. Our third and final word is bombard.
This is a heavy word, just the sound of it. Bombard. It sounds like a physical impact.
Historically, this is not a fun word at all, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
The history is strictly military. It comes from the word bomb. To bombard a city or a fortress meant to attack it continuously with cannons, artillery, or explosives.
It paints a very vivid picture of destruction. Loud noise, explosions everywhere.
And it is relentless. That is the key nuance here. It isn't just one shot. It is continuous. It's a rapid rhythm of attack.
So bring you back to our hockey game source.
The Canadian team was bombarding the goalie.
This means they weren't just taking a leisurely shot every few minutes.
No way. It was shot after shot after shot. The goalie catches one, and literally 2 seconds later, another one is flying at him. He cannot breathe. He cannot relax for a second. It is a bombardment.
Now, thankfully, most of us do not get attacked by military cannons or professional hockey pucks in our daily lives.
Yeah.
But we use this word constantly. Why is that?
Because of information. We use bombard to describe volume. Specifically, the volume of information, questions, or requests coming at us all at once.
It's that modern feeling of being totally overwhelmed.
Yes. When we use bombard in real life, we are saying, I am receiving too much of something all at the same time, and I simply cannot handle it.
Let's create a scenario that I think every single adult person listening has experienced. The dreaded post-vacation return.
Oh, the anxiety. I can feel my blood pressure rising just thinking about it right now.
Right. So imagine you go on a long vacation. You rent a remote cabin deep in the mountains.
Sounds lovely. Pine trees, birds, fresh air.
It is beautiful. And the absolute best part, zero Wi-Fi. No cell signal at all.
Fully disconnected, complete peace and quiet.
For 2 whole weeks, you are happy. You are so relaxed. But then the vacation ends. You pack up the car and you drive back to the city.
And you have to turn your smartphone back on.
You press the power button, the screen lights up. And then what happens?
The notifications.
Ping, 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 buzz, buzz. It doesn't stop. The phone is vibrating across the table. It sounds like a machine gun going off.
That is the moment. That is the exact feeling of the word.
Your coworker walks by your desk and asks, "Hey, welcome back. You look rested. How was your first morning back in the office?" And you just look at them with these crazy, stressed out eyes.
And you say, please don't ask. As soon as I turned my phone on, I was completely bombarded with hundreds of emails and texts.
I was bombarded.
It is the absolute perfect word choice there. Why? Because it captures the raw emotion. You feel attacked. You feel like those emails are physical projectiles hitting you in the face.
It conveys that you are the helpless victim of your own inbox.
Exactly. You wouldn't say, I received many emails. That is way too calm. That sounds like a dry, factual report. Bombarded tells your coworker, I am stressed, I am overwhelmed, please do not ask me to do anything else right now.
Can we be bombarded by other things? Or is it mostly just digital stuff like emails?
Absolutely other things. You can be bombarded with questions. Imagine a politician stepping out of a car and 50 reporters instantly start shouting at once.
Senator, over here. Do you have a comment on the new tax plan?
She is being bombarded with questions. Or think about a kindergarten teacher on the playground. They might be bombarded with complaints from little kids. Teacher, he hit me. Teacher, she took my ball.
It's always about that relentless volume. It's coming at you way too fast to process.
That is the core meaning. Whether it is cannonballs, snowballs, or text messages, the feeling is exactly the same. Make it stop.
So what does this all mean for our listeners? We have covered 3 really powerful, dynamic concepts today.
We have, and they are concepts that will help you sound less like a stiff textbook and much more like a real person living and working in the real world. We started with penetrate.
Which is all about breaking through a tough barrier.
Yeah.
Whether it is a freezing cold wind getting through your winter coat or your new business breaking into a highly competitive market. It implies force and success in entering something that is closed off.
Then we discussed outshoot. And the incredible power of the out prefix.
The ultimate tool for everyday competition. To outsmart someone, to outdo them, to outlast them. It is about doing it better or longer than the other guy. It turns almost any verb into a win.
And finally, we looked at bombard.
The feeling of being attacked by sheer volume. Relentless, nonstop pressure, usually from information, emails, or people asking questions.
These words add so much vivid color to your English. They take a basic black and white sentence and turn it into high-definition color.
They really do. Instead of saying, I have a lot of work, you say, I am bombarded. Instead of, I want to sell my product, you say, I want to penetrate the market. It really changes your whole mindset.
And you know, that leads to a really fascinating question I would love our listeners to think about after we wrap up here.
What's that?
Think about your native language. When you talk about your job or your university studies or just your daily life, do you use words of war? Do you use aggressive sports metaphors?
That is a really interesting point.
Because in American English, as we saw clearly today, we do it constantly. We target our customers, we defend our market position, we attack a difficult problem, we bombard people with emails.
We act like we are tough generals in an army, when really we are just selling accounting software or writing reports.
Exactly. And I wonder, does using that kind of language change how you actually feel inside? Does it make you feel more aggressive? Does it make you feel like daily life is a literal battle to be won?
Or does it just make the workday go a little faster because it feels like a high-stakes game?
It's absolutely worth thinking about. How does the vocabulary you choose shape the reality you experience every single day?
A very deep thought to end on. Listeners, we want you to try to use at least one of these words today. Go out there and penetrate a conversation with some new vocabulary. Do not let yourself be bombarded by doubt. You can do it.
And you will surely outsmart anyone who tries to tell you otherwise.
See what we did there? Thank you so much for listening. We will catch you in the next one. Stay proud.